Oh yeah, come on my son, get in there, have some of that, you absolute bunch of Spanish fairies. Hey everyone, it's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. How's it going? Get in there my son, we've just beaten Celta Vigo away from home in this first leg semi-final of the Europa League. Oh yeah! Feel that lads and lasses, it feels so good. What a great result that was. Takes us, going back into the second leg at Old Trafford with, a real advantage in our side. Really good performance from us tonight as well. We basically battered Celta Vigo. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. Everyone leading into this game was like, oh, you got to watch out for Celta Vigo. They've beaten Madrid. They've beaten Barcelona this season. They beat all the big teams. They've been saving themselves for the Europa League. Well, they obviously haven't been saving themselves well enough because they were absolutely gash-tastic tonight. No, they weren't bad, actually, but I thought there was a clear gulf in quality, a clear gulf in class between the two sides. Celta Vigo passed and moved it well at times. They did have most of the possession in the game. They looked good. They passed it around well. But generally, when it came to creating chances and just that extra cutting edge, Manchester United beat them on all counts. The first half, we could have scored 2 or 3 goals. I mean, we were really good, really decisive, cutting them open, some excellent creative passing. And unfortunately, we just couldn't put the final product on the end of it and put the ball in the back of the net. That was our issue once again. It's been our issue many times this season. And in that first half, it really was a big issue. We created chances. We cut them open on numerous times. Mkhitaryan was cutting them open. Paul Pogba threading wonderful passes through. And we got Rashford away on a number of times. It really was just, an excellent performance in the first half. Unfortunately, we couldn't actually get the goal. Alex Rincon's in the house. He's just sent me a couple of bucks, you freaking legend. Come on, Alex, get in there, my son. What a great first half performance from United. Unfortunately, couldn't get the goal. Second half, though, it's livened up for us, courtesy of Mr. Marcus Rashford, the 19-year-old wonder kid. Just keeps on getting better. Easily our best player going, leading up to the goal anyway. But that goal was just right out of the David Beckham top drawer. You know what I mean? Right foot on the right-hand side of the goal towards the left-hand corner of the goal. And it's just curled in, a sort of in-swinging shot to the far stick there. Really wonderful finish. Power, precision, everything on it from Marcus Rashford there. I mean, it was just an excellent free kick. And when I say it was like a Beckham free kick, it really freaking was. This lad just keeps amazing me. Not only is he an absolute pace merchant and can just get in behind any defence and cause all sorts of problems, but he's also got the ability to take a set piece, this lad. We know he takes corners, he does take free kicks, but what a free kick that was to give United the lead. Fully deserved from him. Unbelievable finish. That was a brilliant goal from Marcus Rashford, and this lad just keeps on getting freaking better. Marcus Rashford, he's surely going to be the future of Manchester United, surely going to be the future of England. Look at him there, he's leading the line there. And he's put in a brilliant performance. He could have had a couple before half-time. It's unfortunate that he couldn't stick it in the back of the net, but he created, some great chances with his running and, some great passes from the likes of Mkhitaryan, etc. Jesse Lingard missed a couple of sitters today as well, unfortunately, but generally a good, lively performance from him, as it was for a whole front three, really. Everybody who's joining me here commenting, you're a bunch of legends. Thanks for getting involved with the live stream. Make sure you chuck a like on this video as well. Give it a share on social media if you can. But yeah, I mean, going into this game, people, like we're saying, oh, watch out for Celta Vigo. They're going to be, don't underestimate them. Watch out for Iago Aspas. What, you mean that same Iago Aspas mug that played for Liverpool and was absolutely shit? Do you mean that Iago Aspas? Why are we supposed to be scared of him? Because he's got the name of a Shakespearean character? Is that it? Well, or because he's got ass in his name? I don't know, but we passed his ass on the left-hand side. That's what we did. And Iago Aspas, no, in all seriousness, he did actually look pretty lively. But I wasn't too worried about him going into this game. I know he is the top scorer for them, over in La Liga. He's doing well. But no, I'm not too worried about Iago Aspas going into this game. And generally, the team, I think, if you look at the golfing quality between them, it's evident. It was evident tonight. Fortunately, it went our way. I say it went our way. We could have actually scored a couple more. In the end, it is unfortunate that United couldn't have taken a 2 or a 3 goal lead back to Old Trafford with us, because we were that good. We were dominant at times, especially in that first half. We basically had our way with Celta Vigo. And they are a good team by all accounts. So I think that's a really great result for Jose and Manchester United. The way Jose set us up tonight was absolutely spot on. We had a lot more height, a lot more physicality in there. We had Fellaini back in there. We had Pogba back in there. Just want to talk about Pogba's performance. Pogba coming back into the side there, and he's putting a really good, powerful midfield performance in there. Very dominant. And some of the passes he threaded through for United's forwards were excellent. Defensively, very good. That's what I want to see from Paul Pogba. A good all-round sort of box-to-box midfielder's performance tonight from him. That's why we got him. And you can see from the last couple of games, actually, without Paul Pogba, we were missing him. We were missing that power and that physicality in the centre of the park there. And that is something that Paul Pogba gives you in abundance. He never stopped running, and really put in a good performance from him. So I've given Pogba a lot of stick, but hopefully he's going to start doing it for United on a more consistent basis. Thought it was a good performance from him in the centre of the park, as I did for Marouane Fellaini. Actually, pretty decent game from Marouane. The back four as well defended really, really well. Or the back line, really fantastic performance from them. Just made everything very simple, and were never really caused too many problems by Celta Vigo, but anything we did do, we dealt with really, really well. So yeah, I mean, I'm just absolutely buzzing after that game, because this is one of those games we just had to navigate it any way we could. We had to win the game. Well, we didn't really have to win the game even. We just had to get an away goal. I think the away goal is going to be massively telling, because it all goes crazy in the second legs of these games. Celta Vigo coming to Old Trafford. They're fighting for a place in the Europa League final. This game, this tie is 100% not over yet, trust me. Celta Vigo, they showed the good team that they are. They passed it around nicely, dominated possession. They'll come to Old Trafford and they'll give it a really good go. But the fact that we've got a 1-0 lead, I think the golfing class tonight will only show again in the second leg, and Manchester United should have enough to see them off comfortably at Old Trafford. So get in there, my son. It was a big night for United, because we're not realistically looking like we are going to get top four. It depends on other teams now. We've got Arsenal coming up next. We've got Spurs coming up after that. The Premier League's looking very, very difficult for us in terms of qualifying via the league for the Champions League. So this is hugely important that we win the Europa League. We've gone halfway there now. We've just got to go back to Old Trafford, take that 1-0 lead and defend, basically. I think that's what Jose's going to do. No, it'd be nice to go out there and get an early goal and put it to bed. In the end, it's a shame United just couldn't get that second goal, because we had created enough chances, we created enough opportunities, and we probably deserved to actually score 2 or 3 goals. We were clearly the better team tonight. 2-0, 3-0, that would have been a more suitable result. In the end, the 1-0 scoreline actually flatters Celta Vigo. So have some of that, all you pricks saying beforehand, not you guys, but all you pricks saying beforehand that Celta Vigo were going to tear Manchester United apart at their gaff. Well, you were freaking wrong, pals. Of course, even if we beat them, it's not a guarantee that we're going to win the Europa League. We would have to play, it looks like, Ajax in the final, and we all know what a good team they are. Pretty much the premier Dutch team, and what they did yesterday to Lyon, they tore them apart basically. So you've got to watch out for Ajax. Ajax are a very good team, but I'm hoping that United again should have an extra level of quality. This game's all about levels, and United should have at least a lot more quality in our side when we come up against them in the final, which I'm already saying is freaking going to happen. It's already going to happen. Oh, I hope I don't regret that one, but yeah. The way we dominated Celta Vigo tonight at times, I thought that we, looked really good, and we definitely looked like the better side, and there's no reason why at Old Trafford we can't do the same again, if not better. Look at how good Rashford was. Look at how good Mkhitaryan was as well. He's got to get a lot of praise tonight. I thought he played really well down that left-hand side, and caused all sorts of problems. Some of the balls he put in were brilliant, and just generally a good performance from him. So I'm happy the way that the team have performed, and more importantly, the result. The result was hugely important tonight, just to get the win, get an away goal. We've also kept a clean sheet tonight, which is brilliant. So all in all, it's a 100% successful trip to Vigo. Have some of that, you bunch of freaking Spanish fairies. Gonna read some of the comments coming through now from you legends. Thank you for tuning in. Kumaran Selka Kumar says, Griezmann would be a success at United. I completely agree. He's a top quality player. Can United prize him away from Atletico there? Will he come to United? There's a whole host of the top clubs in the world that would definitely take Antoine Griezmann, and you would probably have to pay somewhere, I'm hearing, around about £100 million, which is absolutely insane, but football has gone insane. But if you want top quality, you've got to pay for it. Although, in my opinion, if you're talking about money and, bang for your buck and value, then I'd go and I'd save a bit of money and I'd go and get Romelu Lukaku. And then I would probably sign a top quality centre-back, another top quality winger, and maybe even another top quality midfielder as well. Because United need to add quality to the side in the summer. We've seen it at times this season. Luckily we didn't see it tonight, but we are lacking in certain areas in terms of world-class talents who can do it on a consistent basis at the very highest level. So I think it's imperative that United do add to our ranks in the summer. That's all in the future. Right now, we've just got to focus on the now, get to the Europa League final and win that freaking game. Marsman says Griezmann for a lot or Sanchez for a bit less. That's a great question. I would actually take Sanchez for a bit less. I mean, I think if Arsenal are going to sell Sanchez, they'd probably want to see him leave the Premier League, or they would whack a pretty hefty premium on him. But if he's not going to stay at Arsenal, then eventually his contract is going to run down. They've got to get something for him. It could be a Robin van Persie situation all over again. But if Sanchez came on the market, even though he's a gooner, I would take him at United because he's top quality. He is a match winner. He's been consistently one of the best players in the Premier League over the last couple of seasons. So why the hell would we not have Alexis Sanchez playing for Manchester United if we could prize him away from Arsenal? And just imagine the sour looks on those gooner faces as well. Oh, it happened with Robin van Persie. He's come over there. We got him for like 24 million, which was the steal of the freaking century. He came over, scored a ridiculous number of goals, fired us to the title, and the Gooners cried. So hopefully we can get the second edition of that, and we can rob Alexis Sanchez from Arsenal. That would be excellent. Raja Alani, he says, Pogba, man of the match. Good shout, pal. It's a good shout. My man of the match, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Marcus Rashford because I just thought he was excellent. Of course, that unbelievable free kick he scored. He's still only 19 years of age. Let's not forget that. For a 19-year-old, this guy's absolutely mustard. He's Colonel Mustard. But Pogba, going back to him and your comment, Pogba, absolutely, totally agree. Really good performance in the centre of the park. He was a powerhouse tonight. He really did control everything, and some of the sort of quality of the through balls and the chances that he created were really high calibre tonight. Really good performance from him. Just want to see it on a more consistent basis. We all know he can do it. We all know he's class. We all know on his day he is a match winner, and he will set up 2 or 3 chances, real clear-cut chances for his teammates a game, and also be a real good sort of defensive option as well in there just to break things up and take the ball forward. And he did that really well tonight. So I totally agree with you that he put in a really good performance. And if it wasn't maybe for Marcus Rashford's unbelievable performance, I would probably give the man of the match to Pogba as well. I thought he was that good. Kyle Fury, my moderator in the house, comments and says Spurs deserve the Prem more than Chelsea. Just a bit off topic here, but I totally agree, Kyle. I think they've certainly had the better run of play and the consistency over the last couple of weeks leading into the run-in, and this is the most important time, of course. Chelsea had a real great start to the season. Antonio Conte doing absolute wonders, especially considering where they were from last season, taking them right up to the top. But for me, Spurs are the better side. They're much better defensively. They've got the best defensive record in the league, best goal difference. And I was looking at some table the other day that showed the last 2 seasons, and Spurs are right up there winning the double season Premier League trophy. Pump University in the house telling me to F off. Hi, how's it going, Tom? That's my brother, by the way, over in America. Thanks for watching, pal. Thanks for your usual brand of just negative abuse for your family right here. But check his YouTube channel out anyway. It's called Pump University. He's got a weightlifting blog. Go help the guy out. Go over there, give him a subscribe, watch a couple of his videos, comment on him, get involved on his channel, give him a bit of love sent straight from the pig here. That pretty much wraps it up for me as a breakdown of the Manchester United Celta Vigo game. Really good performance from United. Shame we couldn't actually add to that 1-goal lead in the end because we fully deserved it. We could have had 2 or 3. Rashford's missed a couple. Lingard's missed a couple. There were some really good chances created, and unfortunately we didn't put enough of them away. Not clinical enough, once again, I'd say, but the difference in quality between Celta Vigo and Manchester United was on display tonight. We looked much the better team, and in the end we made them pay for it. So when they come to to Old Trafford, nobody's going to be afraid of Celta Vigo now. Before this game, people were saying, watch out for Celta Vigo, they're going to beat you. Well, they've been proven wrong because United went there, in their backyard, and we bullied them. We freaking bullied those Spanish fairies. So all in all, an excellent night for Manchester United, an excellent result. We march on in the Europa League. Hopefully we make an easy task of the second leg at Old Trafford. They'll be bang up for it. It's never an easy task, these sorts of games. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in football. They could come here, score an early goal, score another early goal, and all of a sudden, they've got the away goal advantage. We've got to score a couple of goals, backs up against the wall. So just don't write them off just yet. But the way United performed tonight, I think Jose's got them figured out. Of course, that knowledge in the Spanish league, showing his experience tonight. I think he knows that sort of style of play, and he set the team up tactically to deal with that and nullify them. And we just cut them open at will for half of the game at least. Second half was a little bit different, but still we looked the better side. We allowed them back into it at times, a bit more end-to-end. But Marcus Rashford's unbelievable free kick, the difference in the end. Just going to answer a couple more comments actually before I go. Marsman says, do you think Cesspool will get top 4? I still don't think so. I mean, they are absolute bottle jobs, aren't they? I mean, if Manchester United are bottle jobs, then Liverpool are even bigger bottlers. They just are. They just can't seem to put a consistent run together. Yes, they go out there and they batter teams here and there, but they also lose against teams they should not be losing to. And I think that's going to happen between now and the end of the season, at least once. So it's all about whether Manchester United can leapfrog them in the league. In order to do that, we're going to have to get really good results against Spurs and also against Arsenal. And, we've got Palace. And as it's Southampton, I think we've got as well, last 4 games of the season. So there's 2 really winnable games there, which are the Palace and the Southampton game. The other 2 games, based on form, based on the season, I think maybe we can beat Arsenal the way they've been recently. They have looked absolutely Wenger-tastic. They've not looked good. Spurs, on the other hand, that's going to be a heck of a game for us. Are we going to be able to get any sort of result in that, the way they are defensively, the way they are, offensively? Really great talent in the side. Going to be a very tricky contest, that one. Looks like my stream's sort of stopping working here, so I think that's my cue. Oh, I think it's back. Vince Chapman says, love your fucking passion, bruv. Any need for the language there, pal? No, just kidding. You're a fucking legend, pal, for saying that. No, appreciate it. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there and leave it, but thank you so much for tuning in. I'm passionate about my club. I just want to see United rightfully where we belong, which is right up there, challenging for all things. Not arrogant, just better. That's Manchester United, we should be up there challenging for all trophies. I think Jose's done an unbelievable job this season, actually. The way he's made this away game against Celta Vigo look so easy is, a real good sort of representation of the season in general, because all of this toil and trouble and some bad results here and there, but look at the other teams around us. They've been fucking up loads left, right and centre. And United, we're still right up there, still near the top 4 of the league. We could get top 4, but just the fact that we've won a trophy, we won 2 trophies already. We won the freaking Community Shield, didn't we? Jose getting his first trophy there. Not really a trophy, but there you go. We won the Mickey Mouse Cup as well, which is the League Cup. We won that. So if he was to do that, and get the Europa League in the bag, that is the Mickey Mouse treble complete in his first season in charge. That would be absolutely amazing. Yes, okay, it'd be nice to get top 4 or even top 3 finish right up there. That would be brilliant. But I think he's shown us enough this season to say that we are moving in the right direction. He's won us a trophy already. It's looking likely that we can go on and challenge for the Europa League trophy, and that would be our route into Champions League football. If we cover all of those bases, then it's an absolutely unbelievable season for Jose and Manchester United in a transition just to get us back to where we need to be. And you bet your bottom dollar that he's going to go out there in the window and sign some real gems, some real big marquee signings, I'm sure. That's Jose's style. He's going to improve United in the summer. This isn't even Jose's team, really. This is still leftover remnants of the disgusting David Moyes days and the absolute horrendous stench of the Louis van Gaal era. It still lingers at Manchester United, and there is going to still be some changes that Jose's going to be making to personnel in the summer. Players going out, players coming in. I think maybe the start of next season or even the January transfer window, that is when you're going to see Jose Mourinho's side. That's going to be Jose's team, and then there will be no excuses, and United should be, after spending 500 million freaking pounds over the last couple of seasons, should be up there challenging for the Premier League trophy. None of this fighting for top 4 bullshit. We should be challenging for the Premier League trophy and the Champions League. So let's not count our chickens too soon, because United could not get top 4, and we could also not win the Europa League. So let's not count our chickens, but he's put us in a really good position. We have improved this season. We've gone there, got the result in a really tough away tie against supposedly a really good side in La Liga, 10th in the league, but beating the big boys. Could have been you know, a stumbling block for Manchester United, but we've gone over there, real professional performance, real dominant performance. We looked the better side and we got the result, and it sets up the second leg perfectly for United to progress through to the final of the Europa League. I was going to say Champions League then. That's next year, lads and lasses. The final. The final's coming next year. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning into this match reaction. I'm going to leave it there. But you're all a bunch of legends for tuning in. Come back after this video has been published and get your comments in. Thank you for all commenting now, but they all disappear, so I can't read them because it's all pinging through. So come back after this video has been published. Get your comments and thoughts in. I'll read them, respond to them. So can everybody else. So make sure you do come back. Smash a big old juicy like on this video and also give it a share on social media if you're that charitable. But thank you very much for tuning in. Come on, my son, get in there. United, we storm on, we march on in the Europa League. We battered those Celta Vigo prats 1-0 away from home, and the next leg's coming up. Hopefully we can do the same. Only time will tell. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Flying Pig. You've been flying pigged. Take it easy. Come on, United, and have yourself a freaking good one. Take it easy.